Hello dear students, today we will see Kepler's law. In that see, planetary motion has been observed by the astronomers since ancient time. Before Galileo, all observed of the planet's portions were made by naked eyes. By the 16th century, a lot of data were available about planetary position and motion. Johannes Kepler studied this data. He noticed that the motion of a planet follows certain law. He started three laws describing planetary motion. These are known as Kepler's law. Now see in this picture, here an ellipse is the curve obtained when a cone is cut by an inclined plane. It has two focal points. The sum of the distance to the two focal points from every point on a curve is constant. F1 and F2 are the focal point of ellipse shown in figure. If A, B and C are 3 points on the ellipse, then AF1 plus AF2 equals to BF1 plus BF2 equals to CF1 plus CF2. ये जो केपलर का फर्स्ट लॉ है उसको लॉ ऑफ एलिप्स भी कहा जाता है. केपलर्स फर्स्ट लॉ जो है वो है द ऑर्बिट ऑफ अ प्लैनेट इज एन इक्लिप्स विद द सन एट वन एंड ऑफ द फोकाई. द फिगर शोज द elliptical orbit of a planet revolving around the sun. The portion of the sun is indicated by S. Here if we see Kepler's second law, the line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal area in equal interval of time. AB and CD are distances covered by the planet in equal time. That is, after equal interval of time, the position of the planet starting from A and C are shown by B and D respectively. The starting line AS and CS sweeps equal area in equal interval of time. That is, area ASB and CSD are equal. Now we will see Kepler's third law. The square of its period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the main distance of the planet from the sun. ये केपलर का थर्ड लॉ है. Now see here, thus if r is the average distance of the planet from the sun and t is its period of revolution, then t square is directly proportional to r cube. That is, t square upon r cube equals to constant, and that constant we are considering as k. Kepler obtained this law simply from the study of position of planets obtained by regular observation. He had no explanation as to why planets obey this law. We will see below how this helps Newton in the formulation of his theory of gravitation. Now see here. Question: if the area ESF is the figure is equal to area ASB, what will you infer about EF? Here if we see, according to the Kepler's second law, the line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal area in equal interval of time that we have seen. Hence, the time taken to cover the distance between E and F will be equal to the time taken to cover the distance between A and B. Now we will see more information about Kepler. Johannes Kepler in 1571 to 1630 was a German astronomer and mathematician. He started working as a helper to the famous astronomer Tycho Brahe in Prague in 1600. After the sudden death of Brahe in 1601, Kepler was appointed as the royal mathematician in his place. Kepler used to observation of planet position made by Brahe to discover the law of planetary motion. He wrote several books. His work was later used by Newton in postulating his law of gravitation. So dear students, we will see now Newton's universal law of gravitation. Now in that see, all the above considerations including Kepler's law led Newton to formulate his theory of universal gravity. Now in that if we see, according to this theory, every object in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. This force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is directly proportional to m1, m2 and inversely proportional to the masses. The figure shows two objects with masses m1 and m2 kept at a distance d from each other. Mathematically, the gravitational force of attraction between these two bodies can be written as C. F is directly proportional to masses m1 m2 upon distance d square. So F is equals to g m1 m2 upon d square. Here if we see the capital G, that is the gravitational constant. Here G is the constant of proportionality and is called the universal gravitational constant. तो G क्या है? Universal gravitational constant. So here the object are m1 and m2. Now in that C, the above law means that if the masses of the object is doubled, the force between the two objects also doubled. Also, if the distance is doubled, the force decreases by a factor of 4. Now see here, if the bodies are spherical, the direction of the force is always along the line, joining the center of the two bodies, and the distance between the center is taken to be d. जो डिस्टेंस है दोनों ऑब्जेक्ट के बीच का वो कितना है? स्मॉल d. Now see next, in case when the bodies are not spherical or having irregular shape, the direction of force is along the line joining their centers of masses, and d is taken to be the distance between two centers of the masses. वो जो irregular shape होगा तो उसके सेंटर में से वो डिस्टेंस लिया जाता है. Now see here, F is equals to G कैपिटल स्मॉल m1 m2 अपॉन डी स्क्वेयर. यहाँ पे जो G है वो यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट, m1 m2 क्या है? मासेस, और D क्या है? डिस्टेंस. फ्रॉम इक्वेशन 2 इट कैन बी सीन दैट द वैल्यू ऑफ G इज ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स एक्टिंग बिटवीन टू यूनिट masses kept at a unit distance away from each other. Thus, in SI unit, the value of G is equal to the gravitational force between two masses of 1 kilogram kept 1 meter apart. The center of a mass of an object is point inside or outside the object at which the total mass of the object can be assumed to be concentrated. The center of a mass of a spherical object having uniform density is at geometrical center. जो सर्कल का सेंटर होगा geometrical center वहाँ पे होता है. The center of a mass of any object having uniform density is at its centroid. Now we will see the example. Use your brain power in that. See, Question. Show that in SI unit the unit of G is Newton meter square kilogram square. The unit value of G was first experimentally measured by Henry Cavendish. In SI unit, its value is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Now in that if we see SI unit of force is Newton, and if we see of mass it is kilogram, and distance between two bodies is in meter. So therefore according to the Newton's law of gravitation this will be the expression. Hope you have understand. Due to network issue today I have uploaded this video. Thank you.